the women's heats.
Let's just talk about the women, because this isn't something we've been talking about the women for a very long time. It's only just now that they're really like at this peak, which is kind of a shame because Shelly and Fraser's basically at the end of her Olympic career.
Yeah.
But they are doing something different. You know, I've never considered Flojo's world record going, but I do think these crop of athletes
getting a lot closer. Right?
They're getting a lot closer.
Yeah. I think it's very conceivable to see Elaine Thompson running a 10.5.
Yes.
And considering Flojo's record is 10.49, although, you know, they say it was wind assisted and everything.
Yeah, how much was wind did Flojo do it?
They said it was 0. But if you read the report, they say that they actually think it was probably like a +7. So like, because the wind thing wasn't working on the day. So they just said it was flat. Mm-hmm. But she ran a 10.61 in the final. So that's equal to what Elaine ran in.
Okay.
Elaine ran 10.
Yeah, 10.61.
10.61.
Yeah.
Elaine ran 10.
And she ran it into minus.
Yeah.
Minus 0.8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's conceivable to see Elaine potentially running mid 10.5s.
100%.
In the next couple of years, and it'll be interesting to see what that competition is like with the other. I mean, because Sharika Jackson also looks relatively strong as well.
She does.
Because I'm thinking, Thompson is actually maybe getting close to. I think she's at her peak. I don't know if she can go any further, because hitting 10.61, I didn't think it was possible for her.
You'll be surprised.
When she ran 10.71 at the last Olympics, I thought this is it for women.
Yeah.
But then Shelly and did 10.63 earlier this year. And I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then of course you have Sha'Carri Richardson doing 10.71 as well in the American Championship 7.2. So you're thinking, okay, every single one of these women is going, and then Blessing came with her time as well.
Yeah.
Test yourselves as a
question marks
at the moment. If that time would actually stand now.
Yeah. I mean, she did run it with plus 2.7.
Yeah.
Wind, 2.6 wind, but it was still like, you know, it was still a thing. It was still a thing.
Time.
But
and then we were hearing rumors of Dina running around 10.7s as well, and we're thinking, this is going to be a very tasty final.
They did very well. They did very well. But I do see Elaine. They run the semis on the same day, don't they?
Yeah, they run the semis.
So she needs to go to a meet like a Diamond League. And then we could probably see what's going on.
Where she's fresh.
Yeah, and just for context, we're hours away from the race in, I don't know where they're racing.
In
Eugene. We've got
Prefontaine Classic.
We've got the 3 ladies who won all the goals from Jamaica, and we've got the infamous Sha'Carri Richardson.
And then you have our Ivory Coast girl Talou.
Yes, Talou, come on
there as well. So it's going to be an exciting race.
Class field, yeah, for sure.
Very class field, and I can't lie, I'm very excited about it. The women's race this year have been so exciting. In 100, 200, 400, it's been more exciting, and I feel like the women have just. They're taking over athletics more than even the men is. It's more exciting towards the women than it is towards the men.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's actually amazing to watch.
What do you guys think of the Jamaican dominance in women's sprinting now?
I think they're on. I might get attacked for this, but I think they're on their way out.
Really?
The men are nowhere to be found. I've always got to show respect to Blake because he was a legend.
Struggling.
But right now, you know.
Blake is struggling.
He's struggling with his sunglasses.
They don't have any young men coming through. I mean, the 4x100 relay was actually a highlight because there's no way that the great Jamaican team cannot pick up gold or silver.
Yeah.
In those it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And they were so far out of it. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you're running against Italy, GB, which arguably is a very good relay team. Year in year out, but then that star quality compared to Jamaicans of old is nowhere near.
Yeah,
you should see them coming through. I mean, the Chinese were even better.
Yeah, it's sad, and I think with the women, even though we saw a 1, 2, 3, I do think that's it. How old is Sharika Jackson? You don't think so?
Sharika Jackson is young.
And they've got Tina Clay.
How old is she? Are you sure?
Tina Clay, the under 20s, isn't it?
Yeah, she's just.
How old did you say she was?
Let's see. Sharika Jackson is 27, so she's not
27. Okay, so she's got a bit.
She'll be 31 in the next. 30 in the next Olympics. 3 years.
3 years.
Okay, so we got her. We got Sharika. We got Elaine.
Elaine is also 28.
She's 29.
She's 29.
29. She's our age. She's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
just gave away. She's June. She's a June baby.
She'll be 32 in the next Olympics.
She'll be 32, and then you see these under 20s people. We have to give them a bit more time.
For sure.
Of course. So that's what I'm referring to. I can see but there's a gap in between.
Tina Clayton, if she maintains that standard, because she won that she won her race by quite a long distance.
Oh yeah,
she did.
Massive margin.
And if she maintains that sort of dominance in the 100 meters, by the time she's 20, you'd expect her to be maybe running 10.7s.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I can't expect that from her.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
She can, but I don't. It's nothing. It's not a given.
Right,
it's not a given.
Right, let's give her a 10.
It's not like nothing is a given. Like if you remember. People like other athletes, they do so well in the juniors. Mark Lewis Francis was the junior champion. So Mark Lewis Francis, do you remember him? Great guy. Like he won in gold in Athens.
Harry Akins as well was the under 20 champion.
Harry Akins, yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. When I'm talking about the Jamaican dominance, I'm talking about the next 4.
But this is what I'm saying.
Years.
What he's saying is also true, because by the time that the next Olympics is done, so 3 years time, those young girls should have been in a level where they will be, let's say, hitting a bronze or 4th place in the Olympics or World Championship. Give them another 2 years into the next championship. So 7 years from now, basically, they'll be right there.
So we're kind of saying the same thing.
No, what I'm trying to say is that they're still going to be. What I'm trying to say is that the 3 girls will be dominant in the next Olympics.
Yeah.
And it will give them enough time for the younger ones to still dominate the next one. So they're not out yet. They're not out yet by.
I don't want them to be out, but I think
I don't want them to be out either.
It's going to be tough for Shelly Ann maybe to still be around.
Shelly Ann will probably retire soon.
She said she plans to retire at the World Championships next year.
There we go. Yeah. All right.
However, if she's running, if she gets gold and she's winning like by crazy, because she to me looks like she's in 10.6, maybe 10.
She's in
5.9 shape.
Yeah.
She might continue, but she might just want to go out on top.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, as a mother, is and the fact that she's getting older.
She's 34, right?
She's 34. Or, she's older than that.
She needs to. Sorry, but she needs to catch Elaine Jackson on the wrong day, because the way she won that race, I'm not gonna lie to you, she looked so strong. Elaine Jackson, I'm talking about. Thompson.
Yeah.
She looked so strong in comparison to
but I hear you, but I have to push back.
She looks so elegant.
I have to push. This is the thing. This is why I love Elaine Thompson, because I don't think she's strong mentally. She just runs her race. She does the dry phase. She stands up, opens her legs. You never have to worry about her running slow. The thing about Shelly, which I thought she was over, but yeah, fair enough. She's tripped in the finals, but she panicked and she went back to like. Shelly and Fraser from 2007.
Yeah, she panicked, didn't she?
Bad start.
Like this. And I was like, no, her head was up after like the first 20 meters. But I was gutted for her because she didn't run her race.
Yeah, she did.
Because she ran faster in the semi-finals where she was cruising.
Yeah.
So that's what was annoying. So I don't want to hear like, oh, she has to catch Elaine on a bad day, because Shelly is there. She just ran a really. She's just inconsistent right now.
I hear you, but then
you do know
when someone hits
10.5,
10.61, the fastest woman alive, you can't even say that. She has to catch her on a bad day.
10.61 versus 10.63. Like they're in the same place.
No, she was cruising.
That's 2.10s, bro.
That's 2.10 in the water flex.
2.10 is a long time, bro.
No. They're in the same class.
They're not in the same class.
I'm not saying they're not in the same class.
I'm saying that
my money's on the lane. My money is on the lane.
Hold on, you know you can be in the same class as me, but I'm tens and levels above you, bro.
No one was in Usain's class. That's something. Those two at the moment in the same class. I feel Elaine's got another gear though.
No, but you say that though. Tyson Gay in 1 year was on his lane.
What year was that?
When he got 10.69.
Bolt left him, man, by 100 of
9.69.
He got 9.69.
Sorry, 9.69. Yeah.
And Bolt got 9.58.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, fine. I concede. No, do you know what? Because Bolt hit that time the previous year.
Yeah, in the Olympics.
In the Olympics. So obviously when Tyson Gay caught up with him, it was like, oh yeah, we're competing. And then Bolt said, no, let me go up again. You're not on my level yet. So again, Bolt is one of those people where when it comes to in racing, you can't touch him. I say after maybe today's race or in a couple more races, I thought Elaine will increase the gap, but right now they are on the same level. Shelly Ann had a bad race. She tripped, and then let's see.
She started. Then she ran poorly.
We'll see today. But
But there's no but to it. Look at their PBs.
What do you mean?
And they both ran it
But we've
this year.
we discussed this off the pod. PBs don't really mean anything unless you do it under race conditions, bro.
She done it at the Jamaican trials, which was a month ago. So she's in that shape.
Bro,
is what I'm
she
saying.
didn't do it in the Olympics. Is what I'm saying.
No.
Because we're going back to a Safa Power all over again, you know.
No. You guys aren't hearing what I'm saying.
We're going back to a Safa Power all over again.
PBs don't matter unless you're doing them that season or like close enough. She did it like 4 weeks ago. She ran 10.63. It was like 6 weeks ago.
I think all PBs do is show that you're capable of running that speed, which is cool. Yeah. But can you do it against the best athletes in the world?
That's true.
Under the biggest competition.
That's why my money's on Elaine.
Sorry, that's like, and we speak about this all the
time. Your money's on Shelly.
No, I said Elaine.
So
I promise you.
We speak about this all the time, and we speak about this all the time, but in the context of other sports. Mm-hmm. But it's really the mental that separates the elite sports.
100%
from the ones that are like world class and good. Mm-hmm. So does she have that mental switch to be able to beat the others that are also on her level and can potentially like
who are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
Shelly. Talking about Shelly Ann, you have to give her more credit than that. Come on, man.
Yes, that's what.
If you're talking about Shelly Ann, give her more credit than
she's the 2-time double Olympic champion.
Don't talk about her mentality like that.
I'm not saying that, but bro, she can't be. She can't be Elaine.
No, well, this is what I'm saying. At the moment, she's struggling to beat Elaine, and I get that. And that's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. That
in the last Olympics, she's just come back from pregnancy, so
yeah,
I give it that was real. But bro, beat Elaine. Fam.
Yeah, this one she's in her prime. Like Shelly Ann running this year is crazy, even in the semis, we can see that both of them were on like that tip top.
Yeah.
They were everyone else was jogging like 11 seconds, 10.9. Yeah. Them guys were jogging 10.8s, 10.7s.
Yeah.
So I do think right now, if Shelly if there's a time for Shelly to beat Elaine, it's right now. I don't know what she's going to be like next year.
I don't think so, you know.
This is her only time. This is the only time she can do it.
This is what I'm saying, but I don't think she's going to beat her.
The only reason why the difference I put between them,
she's just so strong.
I agree, but my point is they are in the same ballpark.
They're not.
Oh, come on, man.
Listen, okay, I get it. The time is close, but
Elaine is the girl. I'm not disputing
Elaine.
The way she runs, the way she opens up, and she's like rangy and she's fast. For me, the deciding factor for Elaine is her mental. I just feel like she's always going to run her race. Shelly, you're not too sure which one's going to show up in the finals or in a tough race.
I get it. If
she slows and she hasn't got top.
No. In a way, I do.
And these guys were trying to argue my point about mentality in top athletes. All right, cool.
What was I trying to argue that?
You just said, "Oh, this Shelly Ann, man."
No. But the way you talked about her, like I said, she can never. She doesn't pull off.
I'm just saying.
You said she was weak mentally.
Yeah, man.
But
how dare you? Oh my god! Nah, can we kick it off?
Bro,
how dare you?
But why is she running like that in the final? Why is she doing that?
She's stumbled.
Why is she doing that? Andrew, give me an explanation. She's not weak mentally. Why is she doing that?
But it's
because she came up after 20 meters, bro. There was no dry phase. Why did she do that? Why did she do that?
I was so angry when I saw her head was up here after 20 meters, and everybody else's head was still. Like, why did she do that? She probably put too much pressure on herself. She knew this was her last Olympics. It's a unique situation. Her last Olympics. She ran the fastest time. She was the fastest woman alive. She just ran 10.63. Yeah. All that pressure on her.
She was the fastest woman going into it.
They're very classy, so they don't talk about the Americans and Sha'Carri Richardson, but they know what's happening there. They know what's on them to carry it for Jamaica. And she fumbled.
I can't lie.
Usain would never.
I do not think that they were thinking about her.
You're right. Usain would never fumble, but
ever.
He did do a full start 2011.
Yeah, once.
He did.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Bro, give him some credit, man.
And she only did it once.
We're talking about his last ever race in Rio, in the Olympics.
He was under pressure from Gatlin.
Fam,
he was under pressure.
Did what he needed to do to win that bloody race.
Yeah. But from then I knew he had to retire straight away because he couldn't go on.
No.
He couldn't go on.
Man was over the line, but he
actually tried. That's the first time I saw him tried in a race.
But Elaine is Elaine, and she's not just she's the double. She's doing 100 and 200. She's Usain Bolt.
Yes,
she is Usain Bolt.
Yes,
she's done it twice.
She's the fastest woman alive.
Yes, that's why you need to catch her on a bad day, bro.
Do you know what that was annoying for me?
On a rainy day in
going to the race was the fact that the Americans were all about Sha'Carri. I don't know how she got that buzz, but okay, great for her. But the fact that they dismissed Elaine Thompson. And even Shelly Ann, they were dismissing when she was the fastest woman alive at that moment in time. But the fact
even
that
Barry, bruv, like
even Barry, And at the time, we didn't know about what's her name's injury, Dina's injury. So you would think all these guys coming to the race, and then you've never been to a World Championship, never been to an Olympics, even Diamond Leagues, these Americans.
She's winning these college races.
Yeah, winning college races.
And then she finally did a diamond race, and she lost to Dina and Shelly, all of them. She came fourth, third. So
she was knocked in a class field, and for that story to blow up so much, for me, it was just a bit.
It was a bit weird.
It was a bit weird. Yeah, it's a bit weird. But either way, the women's dominance has been unbelievable, and I love it.
I do love it.
Great.
It's good to see, man. Like I think sometimes men's sports probably gets a little bit more shine, but I think in athletics it's generally one of those sports where it doesn't really matter the gender.
Yeah. Like athletics and tennis actually for me. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And gymnastics. I like gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Did you like Simone Biles' performance?
Well, how many times did she perform? She performed once, innit?
No, she started the team's event and then she pulled out.
Yeah, then she got a bronze in.
Then she got a bronze in an individual in the beam.
Yeah.
So she pulled out a lot of her races.
So do you hold her to the same thing that you hold with Shelly?
I do actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I do.
This mentality.
Yeah, but she's clearly head and shoulders above every other gymnast.
Doesn't that make it worse
in her league? Yeah, no, it does.
Talent wise, I don't think anyone holds a candle to her.
Yeah,
but I think there is a certain level of like almost like sociopathic like craziness that you have to be like an elite athlete.
I agree.
Like if you look at any elite athlete in any sport, like they have some like obsession,
winning mentality.
Yeah, it's
but do you know what?
Obsession with winning, like
100%. But you know what's be interesting about Elaine now? The spotlight is on her in a way it's never been before. Even like you were just saying, leading up to the Olympics, she was written off. She even said that in her victory speech that people wrote her off. And to be fair, she only ran 10.71.
What's
really
she doing a
late.
victory speech for?
When she won the finals, Elaine.
Oh! I thought you were talking about Shelly.
No, yeah.
Leave
Shelly alone. Yeah. So Elaine was saying that people wrote her off. It's easier to run when you're the underdog.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
And now she's got the spotlight on her.
You have something to prove.
Because Shelly's the golden girl. Even now, there's like Jamaicans, but it's Shelly. But now the spotlight's on Elaine. But let's see what happens.
I don't get how you would write off someone that's won the 100 and 200 meters in the last Olympics.
She got injured after 2016.
She got injured, fair enough.
And then she came back, and she kept the pace that she's on right now. She kept it under wraps.
Yeah,
you had Shelly Ann running 10.63.
Yeah, she was doing 10.8,
lighting up
10.7.
Yeah, and Elaine was just like, I'm gonna peak at the right time.
Yeah,
and
she did.
Always does.
She did a Christine Hurugu, man.
Yeah.
Literally. That girl's amazing,
Christine.
She would leave it on to the last 100 meters. It was crazy.
It would literally be the last race that she would peak for.
Yeah,
which would be the final. Like,
she would lose the British championships, the trials,
and qualifying for the final, she would literally be the last person to just qualify through.
She'll get the small cube. She'll get the small cube, bro.
Crazy.
Fastest loser.
Yeah. What about the 200 meters? Whilst we're on the women's dominance of athletics, let's talk about the
women's 200.
The women's 200.
So that was even
same
more
thing, right?
Yeah, but it was even more
apparent. Yeah.
And I think that's the same. It was the same for Usain. I feel like in 200 they just have more room to run away from everybody. Yeah. Elaine, everybody knew she's got
200,
and she just ran away with it. Yeah. I felt sorry again for Shelly Ann. People were surprised. Shelly Ann's not naturally a 200 meter runner, but she's good enough, so she runs in it. Yeah. But I didn't really expect her to get a medal, and she didn't. She came forward.
I think the talking point in that race was Mboma getting a second. So the 17-year-old athlete who had DSD
from Namibia.
Yeah.
So I mean, those obviously the DSD women have been a bit controversial with the World Athletics Organization. And for me, I feel like sometimes it's a bit unfair on them. Yeah. Let the girls run. Do you know what I mean? Because
you weren't saying that about Sha'Carri.
Say again.
You weren't saying that about Sha'Carri.
The one who did weed.
Say let the girls run.
Say this.
Listen. Listen, she did weed. It has nothing to do.
I agree with you, but you weren't saying. I was saying you weren't saying about Sha'Carri.
No, I weren't saying that about Sha'Carri because she didn't need to run, man. I'm not wasting my breath on her.
Calling Sha'Carri a weed head. That's what you're trying to say.
Listen. Let's leave it there for now.